Well, tonight, the finale of a three-day celebration honoring the life, legacy, and political career of William Donald Schaefer.
An honor so richly deserved of the man that many say changed the landscape of Baltimore. We have live team coverage of today's services, and we begin with Deborah Weiner. She is live at Old St. Paul's Episcopal Church downtown. Deborah?
Well, longtime aide Lainey Libosek said this man was mayor, governor, comptroller, boss, mentor, and he really was family because he never married and had children. So today, he was eulogized by those who knew this complicated man so well. How do you honor a political giant, a legend in public service? With words and stories, laughter and love, and most of all, gratitude.
Don Schaefer found our beloved Baltimore years ago on life's dusty mantle of whatnots, and he lifted us up and dusted us off and reminded us that we could be a special city.
When I was elected to Congress, I asked for his advice. I said, what should my agenda be, Mayor, when off I go? Without missing a beat, he said, bucks for Baltimore. And remember, the buck stops here, and the more of it, the better. Well,
he could take a fading city and make it glisten and gleam again. He could go into broken and hurting hearts and help them to be made whole and see that it happened.
Baltimore was his favorite child. If you dared talk negatively about Baltimore, he'd go nuts. He was not satisfied until every citizen shared his passion and pride for his city and state. That is why it was only fitting that he is dressed for his funeral wearing his favorite Baltimore's Best tie and his Maryland State tie clip.
Common law and experience teaches us that politics change people. But Don Schaefer was a person that changed politics. He put a human face on it. He made it real.
As he takes the tour, walking through the holy city, perhaps he tells St. Peter, I think I saw a pothole starting to develop on the golden streets. Can we get something done about that?
So while I am certain that he is loving every minute of this magnificent three-day celebration, I can see him pointing his finger at all of us to make sure, with all the fanfare, we don't lose sight of what really mattered most. And what he wanted all the people that he served to remember was just two simple words. He cared. And Governor, we sure do.
So many great Schaefer stories, and I'd say that after 50 years in public service, I think there are a few, joined down by my colleague Jane Miller, and what an extraordinary day this was.
And you know, Deborah, the folks who came to this funeral, and there it was full,
yeah,
and then
sure
some.
Yeah.
All of them have those kinds of stories, yeah. And they stood in line for hours this morning waiting for the doors open.
Right.
All of them reminiscing. It was a funeral procession to match the man, big, bold, and made for history.
It's the greatest Marylander of the 20th century, and I'm sure it's like England felt when Winston Churchill passed.
And that from the man who beat William Donald Schaefer in his last election. Didn't matter today. Old St. Paul's Church downtown was the place to be.
This is something that I probably will never see again in history in my life. So I felt it was very important for me to be here on behalf of myself and my family in the city of Baltimore.
I worked as a lobbyist for children and families all the time that he served as governor, and it was my proudest days.
People arrived early to ensure they had a seat. Arnold Landon wore his T-shirt from Schaefer's days as mayor.
we're here and ready to go to pay our respect to the greatest mayor and governor we ever had in the state. Can't find them like Schaefer no more. They threw away the mold.
The line included Schaefer's former allies who helped him bring about Baltimore's Renaissance.
He was a friend. You knew darn well you stood with him. You know, like, do it now. And if he wanted to get something done, he always got it done.
And often he'd say, that's a great idea. Why don't you do it? I don't have any money for it. See if you can raise the money, and then I'll announce it in about a month. And I'd go out and raise $5,000, and a month later he'd do it. He'd announce it, and then it would happen. It was amazing.
The funeral procession included a riderless horse, empty boots turned backwards in the stirrups, a powerful symbol of leadership lost. Many, many lessons can be drawn from the career and life of William Donald Schaefer. We asked Kwesi Mfume after he delivered that very stirring eulogy today, what lessons should the current mayor and future mayors of Baltimore draw from William Donald Schaefer? His answer, be the city's cheerleader. Reporting live tonight from downtown, I'm Jane Miller, WBAL TV 11 News.